Welcome tonight. Well, good evening, everybody. We've just gone through the formality that we all get. Thank you for sharing the group. If you have not shared yet, please do share this video in here, and that's the only small appreciation we have. Okay, thank you very much for sharing. Now, a lot of people had talked about AirAsia. What are its glorious days? Now we all know AirAsia had one bad accident, isn't it? We have one happened to MAS, another AirAsia, another one was Lion Air, and that was so-called the big fall or the big breakdown of it. And a lot of people who have this love of airlines, when suddenly they don't want to buy anything to do with airline anymore, right? So that always been this excuse that we see a lot in people say, look, this kind of thing, I don't want to know that it's too volatile for me. But tonight I'm just going to share with you something that you will find it it's quite interesting, because the facts that presented to you are very interesting. All right, but at the end of it, when we finish this whole thing, you tell me what you think. Okay, you want to buy, or you want the X means you want to avoid. X means avoid, you want to buy, or maybe you think about it. I think that's fair, isn't it? Right? Yeah, the Wuhan virus, I think so. Okay, that's fair. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Of course, those of you how many of you are listening for the first time? If you are listening for the first time, just type 1. So I know that you're in, then I can sort of cater my language to you. Many of our listeners tonight are the usual one that usually want to know about this. Just type 1, you're the first time. So I do know what you're talking about here, and the question that you ask. So also, if you are first time listener, do join our Telegram follower. We have more than 4,000 in here. Thank you for your support. And we have our local needs. Okay, good. Zuhaidaf, you're the first time. And do join this Telegram group. Just take a photo, like a QR code that we normally go to shops, and you'll be, filled with a lot of insights and important information that will actually help you. Okay, good. Okay. Right, good. So also do subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated if you haven't been taking the time, and all our shows that we do tonight, even this AirAsia talk. If you have friends who want to buy AirAsia and so forth, and you find that, hey, you should listen to this good talk, not really for me, but the content, ladies and gentlemen. What I want to differentiate from the other seafood is not so much how good I am, but it's the content I give to you. I think that's more important. You can judge me from the content and how hard work that we do to help you to make this insightful information. I think that's a very a fair basis to really get you guys up and all right. City Go, your first time, Fazali first time too. And also I'll try to present my language in an easy manner, especially those of you who are first time. I tend to get a bit more technical, and give me a thumbs up. Okay, do share. All right, so go to subscribe there, and thank you for all your support. We hit our first 10,000 likes in Facebook just a couple of weeks ago. We are quite happy, and continue to like us, so you'll get great insights, great talks like this. And also don't forget to get a copy of our KLSC is apps, SMARTRobie. You can get it from the Google Play Store, Apple Store, and minimum usage is very small. You can use it for free. You get 200 credits, and if you share with friends, all right, and your friend download, you get 200 credits. And all you need is around to use it one whole year, you need to share about 40 people, and that's right. You can use whole SMARTRobie. And don't forget, in also how to use SMARTRobie and using the premium alert. We do it in the morning session, so join me tomorrow 10:15 at fb.com/smartrobie, the morning talk show, where we will analyze all the headlines, the news, like you can see here on the bottom right hand side. We look at Hang Seng, we look at HSA, but the one thing that I find very proud of is item number 7, the premium alert, where we run through the premium alert and which are the one that looks pretty good. 9:30, okay, I usually run it 10 o'clock, and then 10:15 when you come in, we'll do this thing and present those premium alerts, things that you want to do to day trade, right? The last 2 9 went up 3%, icon 3%. We couple it wholly for a few days to get it, and we have LHI and WZ2, I think it's moved up too. So we did select something today, and we're going to select something tomorrow, review with them. So make sure you join me on the breakfast show morning talk. Okay. So meanwhile, meanwhile, right? Important, we do this usual meanwhile, okay? Meanwhile, there was a news that came out on CNN, talk about retail trader outpacing professional. This was really, bizarre. It just took me out from the mind. Why? For the first time, you could see that CNN is covering that retailer are buying airline stocks. So I said, hey, retailer are buying airline stocks. So that's kind of fit tonight theme, right? AirAsia, isn't it? And versus, we have this very famous investor. Who is this famous investor? You all remember him, not? Right? This famous investor is Warren Buffett, isn't it? Right? And Warren Buffett sold the 4 airline stock in April, and and since then the stock price has recovered. As soon as Warren Buffett sold those airline stocks, because they held it, Warren Buffett is one of the greatest investor in the world, with his track record. This guy is pro. Now you compare on the left hand side. Let me just bring out my pen here, right? This chap here, okay. Oh, sorry. Let me bring that back, okay. I'll bring up the pen here. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's my pen. So, okay, let me just go back. So you can see this guy this is like you and me, okay. This fellow is you. This is all the professionals, and they are paid very well. So if you look in long run, yes, the professional will do well. But in these instances, right, you can see Warren Buffett sold right at the bottom. Now this is American Airlines, okay. American Airlines, he sold this stock. Mr. Warren Buffett sold this stock, okay, right, in April. So somewhere around here. So this stock has since gone up 132%. Of course, the retailer bought it 132%. So why is this significant? It's because I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you and me, we are retailer. We are considered retailer. And for the first time, retailer outpaced professional. If you are, give yourself a clap. Okay. Finally, yeah, give yourself a clap. For the first time, retailer, we beat the professional. All right, you and me. Give me a thumbs up and give a thumbs up to yourself too, because this is quite interesting, to able to see how the professional beat it, because this will have an impact to the final presentation I'm going to share with you tonight. Now, 5 known facts. Now, you all know that every night when I do my Wednesday night talk, I will always have these 5 known facts, because it sort of give you the analysis where the market is and how we look at the market overall. So first one, right, now we see the virus continue to surge across US, and people are talking about the second wave, and also Tokyo are reporting also spike, and we are seeing a lot of cases. Australia is seeing a spike too. Even New Zealand has some spike. So that may throw reopening, especially the open borders, okay? Because a lot of countries are talking about open border. Even there were talks, if I'm not mistaken, July 1st, there are some transport are going to start moving already. So what does it mean? It means a lot of things we talk about tonight, AirAsia, boleh jalan tak AirAsia, it's going to be depend on what's happening to the virus. So this is what's happening in US. We can see there's a huge spike in there. The cases are getting bigger. You can watch it. Okay. Now, number 2, also our finance minister, Tengku Zafro said about our debt level has hit 55%. Now, I want to make it clear to you guys that the debt level, like it or not, it's going to go higher. We're going to hit 58, 60%. Now, I did talk about in the morning show, also our debt level is around 1.1 trillion. Okay, we were around 900 plus. During Najib time, we were already 600 plus a day. So they were trying 600 billion, not 600 million, 600 billion. So there were a lot of talks to you. So going forward, you got the Penjana, you got the Prin Hati Rakyat economy still. So that's going to take up the debt level. In short run, you're going to ask, is the debt going to impact the stock market? The answer is no. In short run, no. In the longer run, maybe your children will have to pay in the terms of lower currency, which means our ringgit will be weaker. So on the premise that going forward, how can our ringgit stronger? Sometimes it's bizarre. It's going to go higher. So that's why I always tell a lot of investors, try to have a bit of investment in outside of Malaysian denomination. So let's go on to the third fact. Now, the third fact is also known fact is that the banks are seeing headwinds. Now, definitely one of them we talk about is the moratorium. You all know, right? How many of you are lose your job? If you lost your job, don't be shy. Just type 3 inside there. Or got pay cut. You got lost a job or pay cut or somewhat. Just type 3 inside there. Then at least I know you've been impacted. Because now they're talking about possibility of extension of the moratorium where your interest rate for your house, the March, April, and May don't need to pay interest, and June. So this actually is for 6 months. So from March, we went to the MCO on 18th of March. So for 6 months up to 30th of September. So that's where they want to say no need to pay interest to banks inside there. All right, good. I understand that, Roland. Okay, my understanding to you. So this is what we talk about in here. So it simply says that if the moratorium has been extended, that means banks is not going to be receiving more money. They're not going to receive more money. Then you can see why our KLCI cannot go higher, because, you know, like it or not, 20% of our market capitalization are depending on the financial sectors. So financial sectors are not good. However, that doesn't mean it won't recover. It will, but it will take some time, just like what we're going to talk about tonight, AirAsia, right? So let's move on. Now, also foreign funds, good news. Ladies and gentlemen, foreign funds continue to sell less, but they're coming back. Okay, so this chart in here really says something. Now, very important, take down these notes. I'll take a photo of this one here. It simply says that when foreign fund really come back and buy, our KLCI will start to move up. Right now, on the chart wise, it's around 1507, right? Foreign fund, ada 6 kali saja beli. I'm going to show you the next chart. So this is the important one, okay? So by the time, get ready your camera, by the time I finish the number 6 here, now take photo, please. Please take photo of this one, because this one is going to help you to make money. So if you see this, right, on, let me just bring up my pen here. You can see this is the so-called the KLCI. Okay, we are down at the correction. This is the level 1500 here. Okay, 1500. So this blue line is our KLCI price. All right. Of course, the red one means apa. What is the red one? Red one means outflow, right? Outflow. So we usually register daily, daily, okay, outflow of minus 200 million. Okay. So outflow of 200 million average out. So look to the left hand side like here. This one is outflow, okay? Here. So you notice the last few round here, okay? The last 6 days, okay? It's actually selling less. So it is less than 200 million. And guess what? We have one occasion, the 6th time foreign funds is coming in. So this report, we have it on our TradeVSA package. So once if you do interested in our package, there's a number below right there you can type in, and also like our Facebook inside there, and you can get more information about this. So you can see foreign funds are coming. When the foreign funds start to buy only, this market will crack through the 1550. We hit around 5510, now we're back to 15. So if you've been following me on the morning bell, I said this time is very good. It's accumulation. You know, it's pullback. Okay, so take note, foreign funds. So that is fact number 4. What stock to buy when foreign funds come back? A lot of stock you can buy, Steve. Don't worry. Now let's refresh back 6 weeks ago, where the bad news did happen, and this is where a lot of people were shocked. Okay. Hi Jushin, good to see you. All right, there is where the GDP, people said, look, the market fell a lot, down by 1.5% first quarter. Wow, it's the end of the world. Even right now, I was watching behind me that I have a TV. Sky News are talking about, minus 4% GDP. In Malaysia, we are talking about 700,000 people unemployed, which is represent a 5%. So some of you who already typed in your comments said that you were affected. You typed a 3, affected by it. But again, those are in the past. Right, in the past, and nothing much you can do about the past. So what we want to do is try to make some assessment today and see forward. Okay, so you can see right now, year 2020, the market came out and the market will move back up. So if you look back right now, the stage of the market, we are here. Okay, right now we are 1507, which is here. You can see red pentagon is already out. So as such, we tell people to take partial profit. If you have, take partial profit, or you wait for another sign of accumulation for the next round of pushing. Because right now we have this debt news that is coming out, sort of hitting the headlines. BFM station will be talking about it, newspaper will talk. So people tend to pull back a bit. But we do know one thing, the foreign funds are starting to buy. So in here, like for example, I have Hatta Lega, some of you may have Top Glove. You may have taken some profit already. Do take some, don't try to crash out on the top, and then take some and then buy back, take some and buy back. This is the best way to do. So one way to do that is to buy during market correction. Hey Ahmad, nice to see you again, man. Good. All right, so take partial profit and wait for sign. So this TradeVSA chart is available on the SMARTRobie app, so make sure you download a copy of it from the Google Play Store and Apple Store. So our SMARTRobie charts are patent pending, and we have the technology. We are the holder of this technology. Especially those of you listening for the first time, this is actually made in Malaysia by our company TradeVSA. So you can see right now, the market today is 1502. We are still here, this part here, holding above 1500. Okay, we are still holding above 1500. So again, depend on tonight. I haven't seen, right now it's 10 o'clock. We haven't seen the market whether it can break up or not. But if the Dow Jones were to go higher, now why Dow Jones can go higher, I think we have talked about those in previous episodes. Just go and watch them if you don't. But in short, it's because of Donald Trump going for his re-election. We've seen that what he did on last Saturday on Tulsa. It was a total mess. Only 6,000 people attended instead of the 20,000 in there. He looked like a loser, and the media really boo him down. But he's not going to give up, knowing Trump, because he needs to get back his second term. It's all out. Would you agree that Trump wants his second term? If you think so, just type second term. Okay, Trump second. Just type Trump, or you type second term, so I know what you're talking about here. All right, so this is the situation you're saying. So right now here, take some partial profit. Let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about here. Okay, now who is this guy? Oh, Dow Jones down 300 points. Okay, who is this guy? Okay, anybody can tell me who is this guy? You all know him, right? This is we call him the TSTF, Tan Sri. Now got Dr. Samoa, University of Greenfield offered to him in 2019. TSDM, Trump second term. Okay, this is no other than Tony Fernandez. Used to call him Tony Fernandez. Okay, so what happened? Bro, can buy or not? Isn't it? I've been, really talking all the things, but it's good to set the precedent whether it is can buy or not. So let's look at whether Tony can buy or not. So now he can say no. Now everyone can fly after RMCO, isn't it? If you like that, give me a thumbs up again. That's a little tagline that I put. So let's look at AirAsia as it is, and you tell me, all right? Now let's look at some interesting fact about AirAsia. For start, AirAsia has been around back 26 years ago. Okay, so some of you who don't know, okay, AirAsia was part of the DRB Highcom. Okay, DRB Highcom, it lost money, and he bought it for 1 ringgit. The very famous story he always talk about, because he is the guru of marketing. Guru of marketing, his sifu is no other than Richard Branson, because he worked for him during the Virgin in UK, because he studied there. I think you can read all about it. So he bought it from the government for 1 ringgit, but inherit about 11 million US dollar debt, because the airlines have only 2 aircraft. And he exploited it, and that was 26 years ago. So going forward, right today, we have 255 aircraft plus 165 destinations. You all know where all the destination, right? Who has been the furthest? Anyone been further than Japan, or maybe, does it fly to Mongolia? Does AirAsia fly to Mongolia? I don't think so, isn't it? Right? So this is, then market cap used to be around 10 billion. Right now, the market cap has gone down 3 billion. Now, if you look at this is quite interesting. You see here, right? Now it's only 88 cents. It was at high at $4. Can you imagine? 4 ringgit fall to less than $1. Wow, buy and hold die, man, this stock, isn't it? Right? That was in February 2008. Okay, let's not. Now, some major shareholder, you all know Kamarudin, Dato Kamarudin, which is his partner, plus himself, they own the Tune Group. So Tune Life and Tune Air, if you add all those up, excluding EPF, you get almost a 31% is owned by Tony Fernandez. Now, do take note, Tony Fernandez is taking a leave of absence right now because of the scandal that he had with the Boeing Airbus. So they got some guy came in to run the business in that. So let's look at some financial, go Hawaii. Okay, yeah, Steve. So let's look at the financial position 201. Now, the first quarter of 2009 is going to come up soon. The debt level, right? This is something you must know when you buy AirAsia. It has 5.5 billion debts. 5.5 billion debts. Is it a lot? 5.5 billion. Now keep in mind, the Penjana, which they announced, was only 35 billion. All right. So is it a lot? If it's a lot, you type a lot. Okay, a lot. But then the interest pay yearly, right, is 474 million. So this is like, if you are a person who have some houses, right, and you're paying an interest rate, effective interest rate roughly about 8.6%. So that's 474 million interest that you pay out. This is all from the financial reports, okay? And so as of, but the good side is the fella got money, you know. AirAsia, I thought AirAsia don't have cash. It has cash, 3.3 billion. Okay, 3.3 billion. So you got a debt of 5.5 billion, but you have a cash and 1/3 of it in US dollars. So if the US dollar strengthened in it, and in 2018 it actually generated cash flows of 353 million. So out from 5 billion, it generate cash flow. It's a positive cash generation thing. It's just that there were one side, which is the next stop I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So AirAsia in a nutshell, so just going through that, you all know, right? You all know what's the, okay, now let me test you again. What is the debt level? Can you type what is the debt level of AirAsia? Because when you buy AirAsia, you need to know how much debt they have. How much is it? Can you type the debt level? Okay, if you can, just type the number there, okay? So at least I know you're paying attention, okay? So AirAsia in a nutshell is no frills. You all know, right? At one time, they really want to charge for it. So it modeled over low airfare, like the first who started it was the very famous one, Ryanair in Dublin, and also the Southwest, where everything, very cheap, but very good service. People don't wear the nice tie. They just wear very simple things. Very sexy, so it means more people can fly. And the target market, there's some strategies you should know about AirAsia. You wanted to fly around the 4-hour radius, which is from the KLIA hub. You all know where KLIA hub, right? So 4 hours, which take it, I think Steve got it right. Hawaii is how long does Hawaii take? Anybody know? AirAsia fly to Hawaii, I think it take longer, isn't it? Not more than 4 hours. Oh, that's AirAsia X. That's right, AirAsia X. AirAsia is 4 jam. AirAsia X is 7 hours, at least minimum. Now I remember, because that one, you fly to Japan already so many hours. So you have access of 3.3 billion in there. Actually, you think of it, it's, if you go in deeper to China way more, it has one of the lowest cost per seat, which is around 14 cents, one of the lowest, and they wanted to do that. That's why they are profitable. That's why, remember, how much cash did they generate last year? 350 million. That's important to know. So let's go on. Now, last year results is important. They make a loss. Okay, they make a loss of 322 million. Now they do generate a cash of 300 million, but they make a loss. To compare to 2018, they make an earning of 2 billion. That was because of they sold a big, which is this point here. Okay, this point here. Now remember, FY 322 million a loss. Okay, but they have a earning 2018. This is due to this gain here, 350 million plus 534 million on a sale of associate, more like an asset. So when they sold it, they make something like 900 million. So this one get added back. So this year, COVID-19 kaput lah. But one thing good about it, you do see a 14% rise, okay, to 12 billion. So that simply says is because of the one-off gain they made in 2018, and this year got COVID-19. That's what this thing plummeted down. You see point? Now, in any investing 101, do you buy on good news or you buy on bad news? Let me ask you that. If you buy on good news or you buy on bad news, can you type the answer? Okay, type the answer. Buy on good news or buy on bad news. Just type in there so I make sure you are not slipping. Okay, now remember, okay, point number 3, because I'm going to lead to point number 3 is, in COVID-19, AirAsia did not fly 4 to 5 months. So we expect AirAsia to post very further losses, okay? Which is kind of true. It's like a big bath, what we call it, a big bath. Everything also they throw out. I don't lose money, just declare, loss. So one time deal. Next quarter, when the market go up, this is how smart money does it, ladies and gentlemen. They will do a big buff accountings, right? Means everything also will throw in the kitchen sink, all lost money. Then when they make a turn, like a U-turn like that, hook up, the market will go up. Okay, this is one of the strategies inside. So keep in mind with this. Okay, so this is very important going forward. So next is, let's look at the growing revenue. The revenue is growing. It's just that the margin. Now this here is the growth here. You can see here the growth. Okay, so some people say, hey, no, every year grow, why lose money? Now this big loss that we see here is because of the disposable of the asset the year before, but also recognizing the accounting standards. I think there was one accounting standard which you're going to talk about. right? Previously, yeah, accounting standard called lease definition, FMFRS 16. Now, how many of you are accountant out there? If you know what is FMRS 16, just type FMRS 16 in there. You probably know what I'm talking about, right, in here. Okay, good. Profits unlimited, bad news. That's right. You got to buy on bad news. Right, you guys are smart. I mean, you guys know what to do. So at the end of it, don't leave until, because I need to know your answer. What is your conclusion? Buy or don't buy? You tell me, okay? Okay, so going back to AirAsia in here, okay, I want to make it not too late so you guys can go back and sleep. You all like what you're listening now? Is it interesting? If interesting, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so here, going back to here, you can see the margin drop because of the disposal of the asset. So it's like last year, we make so much money because we sold an asset. Right now, we have accounting standards. We recognize we lost. So everything so lost. So which means smart money will sort of, buy everything cheap now. And the weekend holders, of course, they don't understand, right? They would sell it off. But the margins is partly there. But very important, go back to the debt. You must know the debt because that is like the burden, I'm going to ask the ladies, will you marry someone with a lot of debt? Right? Will you marry someone with a lot of debt? If you do, I don't think so. I don't think you're going to marry someone with a lot of debt, isn't it? So it's like this because the solution I'm proposing is going to be like that. Okay, going back forward. Okay, I'm leading to it. Just give me time. Okay, we're going to get down to the answers. So also at the same time, remove 6.5% of the shareholder are EPF, which you and me have some money. But you can see from here, walao, this one are like EPF is like 造lang, we say in Hokkien because they're running away. EPF is running away. So typically people see if the largest shareholder are running away, what would you do? So EPF cabut, would you cabut? If you think you were cabut, just type cabut there again, right? So this is what is happening in here. So a lot of people cabut, right? Okay. So EPF don't go. So Tony is trying to convince inside here. And the next thing lead up to, why are you seeing this now? Typically, when you see this two commercial, I would say, where would you see it? Okay, type down your answers, right? You probably see it in, oh yeah, I saw this before. I see this in AirAsia, what is that, the 360 magazine, the one they put behind the seat one, the envelope, isn't it? But guess what? These are two advertisements that you will get on their annual report. That's right. So I'm just going to write here, annual report. Okay, annual report. So that's why I say Sri Tony Fernandez is the king of marketing. They have convinced RHB and Standard Chartered to even advertise on their annual report. I don't think they print out the hard copy, they're just doing this. And they get paid. So this guy is super utilization, right? The company inside here, right? So having said that, they have mastered it. Because why? Because the next point is, this is what's happening right now. He has a plan to turn around the company. He hasn't said it yet, but I'm going to tell you his strategy. Is that okay? If you think this strategy is good, just type turn around in here. Now, you all know some of the silly things. He just put out that AirAsia is launching an e-commerce platform, which is our farm, right? They simply say, look, you want to eat durian, right? Especially those mainland China are crazy for Musang King, isn't it? How many of you like Musang King? One day we do a makan Musang King together. We talk, we do kopitiam Musang King talk. Okay, so we can type in Musang King. So remember, so AirAsia, what he says, look, really, we got a lot of customers want to eat durian, but we ship them from the farm in Balik Pulau. We ship them from Pahang or in the what's that? The Temerloh there, very nice durian in there. So they're doing all kinds. So first look, when you look at it, this is a crazy strategy. They're under airlines, right? But he is a king of marketing because he wants to tell people, look, I'm doing something right now in here, and we are propping it up. Okay, but what he's trying to do is trying to buy time. Okay, he's trying to buy time because this e-commerce thing is not going to take a while. He is into a lot of things. I actually have a chance to able to meet him when in Hong Kong. We were in the same conference in there. I tried to text him, but before I do, he was super popular. Like 5,000 people surrounded him, And that was only my small chance to able talk to him because he says, everybody want to take photo with him. If you take a photo with Mr. AirAsia inside there, wow, your career will change and also, right? Okay, so this is the part that he talked about AirAsia study, fundraising and all this because he had to see doing something because he is. So of course, he's not in the scene, right? Because he's taking the absence of leave because of the scandal that he had with the Boeing. I think you all read about that one. So what he's doing that Let's talk about airline SOP. You know what is SOP, right? Standard Operating Procedure. Now, first one happened to American Airlines. You know that Warren Buffett dumped the American Airlines. So American Airlines has to go try to get the government to rescue lah. I'm sure AirAsia also try to do that. But our Chenghu, our government, so no money, isn't it? Which we talked about just now, right? 55% of GDP, 1.1 trillion, worst case, plus obligation. How to, give you some more loans, all right? So you can see they are going to go for bond hunting, and then Ryan tried to cut jobs inside there. So AirAsia, what they did, like, look, AirAsia founder not taking salary. That's all. Staff accept up to 75% pay cut. Now, anybody know how much is Tony Fernandez pay now? If you know Tony Fernandez pay, just type in how many million. It's million, right? Can be 100,000. Right? You just type the number there. Just for fun. We'll have a bit of fun, How much is Tony Fernandez salary? I'm going to share with you that too. All right, just type it in there. It's just for fun's sake, okay? So of course, he has a big house. He has but the staff, the airline, the baggage handler, the driver, the one that you have to take AirAsia, those guys who work very hard, they are the one who is taking the 75% pay cut. All right, that's the one. Okay, so SOP, you got to know this SOP first. Okay, now is it right to get? No, the question I have, is it right to get rid of airline stock forever? That's the question, right? Because I asked y'all, many of y'all said that, look, I intend to, I like to buy, but there are some who X. You wrote X, isn't it? Because I don't want to touch airline stock, because I'm going to give you the 15 million. Very close, okay? 1 million, Glenn. Where got 1 million? Come on. This is fun. Come on. Type in what you think Tony Fernandez salary. I'm going to tell you his salary. Playing guessing, 3 million. More than that, okay? How much is Tony Fernandez salary? So, going back to this portion, what we talk about, airline stock forever. So here is that this is where Warren Buffett is, because Warren Buffett, being a traditional investor, he has get rid of all his airline stock. He held it for a long time, but we all know with the coronavirus, with the oil prices coming down, and there's a slump, and also climate change, where the Greta Grumble, 24 million. Very close. I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, very close. I think Nick is accountant. 8 million. So going back to it, I talk about Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett actually got rid of the airline stocks already. He get rid of it. But we saw what happens, right? The stock price rally. But the press shown that Warren Buffett was right to exit the airline. Just right now, many of you investors, maybe you have sold at the high, some of you lost money, right? And you said that, the airline stock was good to sell off and see where it goes. But there is a reality behind it. No doubt, on the surface, you may think this right, but let me just give you a thing. Now, you look at the AirAsia swing over the last 10 years. That's a very big, huge swing, and this got to do with Malaysia. Visit Malaysia, I think 2016, 17, 18. Every year also we got visit Malaysia one. Correct not? If you think Malaysia every year got visit Malaysia, just type visit Malaysia year, or type tourism, then at least I know. Visit Malaysia year. So sure, because our services, our hotel, our durian, we need, we got something like 100 million or 20 something million. I can't remember the figure. All the mainland China are coming. So you can see the stock price, of course, when it hit February 2018, is because there has a big declare of the exceptional gain. They sold it for 900 million. So you can see this. This was somewhere February, isn't it? Yeah, this was February 2018, right? And this was on Good News, correct? And because they sold an asset and they pocketed almost 900 million. This was this news. So the problem is a lot of people at good times, right? Very good times, they will buy. Just like now, Top Glove. Just like now, and Top Glove, Rubber Glove. Some of the talks I talk about, just look at that. So you can see right in February time, right until now, which is June, right, to 2020, which is more than a year and a half. This thing has dropped from $4.50, $4.50 all the way to right now is 87.5 cents or 88 cents. That's right. So this is important because it set a precedent that the market can swing up and down, Okay, it's not a stock that you want to buy and hold. Keep in mind, not a stock to buy. So it's going to swing up. You can see in 2000, just in mid 2015, it took almost 3 years to move from here, okay, to here. That almost we are talking about plus 250% gain, and this part it lose 80% swing. So remember, AirAsia has a swing up and down in here, okay, and also with the depth level. So let's look at AirAsia versus Singapore Airlines, right? Because some people say AirAsia do better, Singapore Airlines do better. You can see actually, if you have Singapore Airlines, this one is Singapore, Sing dollar here. This is SIA, okay. This one is AirAsia, okay, and this is the ringgit, 450. Of course, are different. One 7 ringgit, $7 Sing dollar is going to be $21. So you can see right now when the market broke through the $2 mark, okay, the market fell all the way down. And for the SIA, okay, is the $7, Singapore $7. So it does has a support and resistance. You don't want to get in, or maybe some of you want to get in when AirAsia hit back $2, it returned on profitability. Because if you look back 6 months from now, this talk will be on YouTube. You look back, what I've said will be true or not, right? When the air thing resume. I don't have a chart that goes back to 2003 because some of you want to compare to the SARS. If you have TradingView, go over TradingView and you check out. As soon as the 6 months or 9 months, the market really swing back up. So that's also very important too. Right, so this AirAsia. So the point is, there is a support, there is a price level. So I'm giving you the picture partly by partly, so you will know where you're going from. Now let's look at the cash balance, okay? Cash balance, we have close to about 3.3 billion. We kind of surprised. I said, wow. Because see, every year they generate 300, 400 million. Bad times also they still. This strong maybe they don't generate inside there. So here, okay, so you can see here, okay, 3.3 billion, okay, cash. Now this is the part where they have money to burn, especially the last March, April, May, June. 4 months no salary because almost 90% of the aircraft has been grounded. So they have to rely on the cash reserve, right? They have tried to go to government, okay, government, pinjam some money lah, go to CGC, go to CIMB, borrow money. Then they say, hey, brother, you got 3.3 billion, no, in your bank. Why you want to borrow money? Okay, so let me ask you that question. You got 3.3 billion. Will you go to bank to borrow money? Right? Governments are not stupid, isn't it? They say, well, 3.3 billion, you try to borrow money from me. Makes sense or not? Okay? So this is the point. So with 3.3 billion and then 1/3, if you notice here, 1/3 US dollar here, okay, right? 1.1 divided by 3.3. So it's almost 30% is in US dollar. Okay. So this is how analysts, and this is how I'm going to teach you how to analyze statement report, right? So if you follow the way I teach you guys, right, you will know, hey, can buy or cannot buy. Of course, more work lah. You must know where to look for, right? I've been doing this business for so long, analyzing. So it's very easy for me. Everything 45 minute counting ready for you. So I'll do it for you guys. Easier for you. You just need to look at the charts to do your timing. Make sense? If it makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If the space so far okay or not, so far you're enjoying what you're listening. If you're like what you're listening, type 3.3 billion. 5.5 billion debt. 3.3 billion cash. Important because these are the things that's work out because we are trying to invest in the longer term. So type those in. All right. So let's go to the next point. Now the big boss's salary. This is the price. Now some of you came just now and told me 22 billion. This is Tony Fernandez's salary. Okay. Now last year 2018, you can see here. Okay. Mana ni? I see here. Right. So I call it T Tan Sri Tony Fernandez is 22 million. Oh, cabe liao, when 22 million you divide by 12, that is almost $2 million a month per month, and you divide it by 30. So how much is that? Wow, that's a lot of money, man. 2 million, I'm doing maths here, divided by 30. Wow, one day is 67,000 ringgit. How many of you earn 67,000 ringgit in 1 year? Right? That's a lot of money, isn't it? Okay, so it's just good for fun. Now you know how the rich people are. And also take note that there's a celebrity here. Anybody know this person? Not this one. Siapa tahu ini? Very famous one with the tudung one. Mon-Fri. You know the one in Tanam Tun, Bangsa, right? They make all the I think their tudung. How much are those of you who know that? How much is the Mon-Fri tudung? Very expensive one, or they have those praying one for the ladies one. She is a director, no? She got director 250,000, no? Wow, 250,000, right? Divided by 12 independent, that's $20,000 a night. Celebrity, correct, Mon-Fri, right? So this is another one that they have. The others all are very well paid, all these fellas all inside there. So this leads me to the next slide, the fixed salary cost and director. Again, fixed salary cost. So you can see here, the salary, right, is 1.67 billion. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Because why I'm doing this? Because I need to calculate the cost of the company, because during this COVID-19, they're not going to do anything. How long can they survive? Then this is what we call the 44 and the defined, so about 50 million. So all in all, it's like 25 million for all directors. But we all know, right? 25 million for all, 50 million. Okay, 50 million. Here you can see, 50 million. Okay, 44 million already for Datuk Kamarudin, and TF. Okay, Tony Fernandez. So the rest, Kuchi Red, 6 million spread around all the Macai there. Okay, so that leads to the next slide. So in summary, the salary is 1.67 billion per year, or 140 million. This is 140 million per month. So every month, AirAsia need to put 140 million salary per month. Okay, that's per month, or 1.67 billion per month. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Do you think so? That's a lot of money, isn't it? I think so too. Yeah. Okay. So here is servicing the bank. Now because I'm calculate the cost. So let's look at the bank. The bank here has about 5.5 billion debt. Okay, 5.5. This is from the balance sheet 2018. And here 474 million is the interest that is used to do the servicing. So 474 divided by 5.5 billion. So that's giving it an effective rate of 8.6%. All right. So how many of you paying 8% to the bank? BLR, about that, isn't it? Correct, not about that. So this is the point in here. So let's talk about in terms of dividend. Okay, the dividend, if you look at most dividend, Nestle always, whether make money or not, they will still pay dividend. But you notice in here, they did pay 2 quarters of good dividend. This year, they didn't pay dividend because they didn't do well. So once they do well, they pay dividend. So in short, AirAsia is not a dividend stocks. And sometimes I don't think they should pay dividend at all, right? Unless they want to reward the shareholder. So I'm coming, now this is a very interesting chart. Talk about why the earnings. Now, if you look back the last 10 years, AirAsia stock price. Now this is available in TradingView. If you have TradingView, it's for free. So make sure you get a copy of TradingView. And those of you who want to know how to get this started, there is a number there. You can contact us, find out our services, what you can do. So you notice here, every time when the earnings start to improve, right, you can see the earning goes up. So you can see earnings started to come down. You can see here drop. These are quarterly earning, Q2, Q3, Q4. So this one in here is going to, next quarter is going to go down. So it means the stock price is going to go down. Correct. So it means the EPS follows the AirAsia stock price. Make sense? So one thing I would say is that the quarterly earnings. Now this is my proposition. Do you think AirAsia will lose money for the next 1 year or not? What do you think? If you think they will lose money, just you go back to 2005. When they lose money, yes, it's down. But when they start to make money, this is where the big jump you can see, right? This move is about 250% move. And this big drop here is the minus 80% move because of the earnings is down. So right now, what we have seen so far, the COVID-19 is the mother of all disaster for airline industry. That's why we see down in here. Okay, let's move forward. Okay. Now, what you say this makes sense? If what I say this makes sense, type EPS. Okay, because EPS is important on a quarterly basis. You need to watch it. If Tony can do his magic, being the king of marketing, getting everybody in, keeping the cost low, right? And moving the system, because how many of you won't want to fly anymore? Okay, if you don't want to fly anymore, just type don't fly. Those of you who want to fly, type fly. I'm not talking about the next 6 months. I'm talking about maybe after 6 months from now when the COVID has vaccine. Type it in there. I want to see. You want to fly or don't fly? Type it in there so I would know. Okay, because this is quite important. The charts goes up. So when the companies start to make money, this is where from here onwards, this part here, if EPS is positive, stock price is going to move back up already. We cannot wait until they start to declare. We have to buy right now. Okay, EPS important. Okay, so let's look at the cost saving so far, where AirAsia founder not taking salary and staff accepting up to 75% pay cut. So how much can they save? Okay, this is the bottom line. They only save 372 million for 6 months. Now there's a saving of the two founders, assuming they are not taking any pay because their pay is about 22 million. So 2 million each. Okay, 20. So it's 22 million each. So if you add all them up, which is and staff salary, I take an average of 60% pay cut. So which means the savings is going to give you something like 2 to 3 months of life only. Cash flows, because when they don't take salary, it's more of like a gesture. I'm not taking it. I'm trying to keep the company safe. They are not no firing of people. Only pay cut. I think pay cut is quite possible now. Only pay cut. So only 2 to 3 months only extra life, because they're trying to, as I said before, the team we are talking about here is buying time, right? The management, which I think behind it is still Tony running the show, right? Tony Fernandez is trying to buy time, right? Because if he can save money, that means he's a concern, and people like it or not. Because you tell me the Visit Malaysia year, some of you say don't fly, somebody will say fly, because I still will fly, to be frank with you. Maybe not AirAsia, but at one point in time you have to fly, because AirAsia, it's like it or not, it's like a bus. Okay, so AirAsia has 3 options right now. Okay, AirAsia has 3 options. Firefly with domestic competitor. First, the burn rate. Now the burn rate, if you look at it in terms of salary and bank interest, what we're saying is about 100 million per month, which means they still need to pay the bank, although the moratorium save a bit more. Then the cash balance, which we talk about, very important here, is 3.3 billion at 180 million, which means they have less than 18 months if you do before they run out of money, right? So this is the part where they went over to government. Hey, government, I need to, you to rescue me. Government can borrow me interest-free 1 billion or not. Then government will definitely go through his annual report, just like me, right? Hey, you got 3.3 billion. I calculate your burn rate got 18 months. And standard airline practice require 12 months. They need to have 12 months of cash flow. So any airlines that don't have 12 months, it's very dangerous. They can just fall up, which we saw in Virgin Airlines in Australia there. Okay, so that's what's actually happened inside here. So it's very important that you see they have 3 options. So less than 8, so they can continue to work for 18 months. Okay, and which is sufficient. So mean AirAsia is safe. Okay, so the negative EPS this quarter can be accommodated, right? So we anticipate the results will be coming out. I think should come out actually 24 May. They actually went into Bursa and mentioned that they're going to be delaying their EPS. So that's going to be one practice inside there, but it's going to be negative. Right? The question is how many negative are they going to be before they turn positive? You get my point? Now, when they start to turn positive, which they do, because Tony is the king of Fernandez, like many of you guys say, will still fly. They're still going to visit Malaysia here. Do you think AirAsia eventually will bust? What do you think? Okay, we're going to get there very soon. All right. So there are 3 options AirAsia will do to buy time. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, number one is that they will sell 10% of the company to a friendly party, which is, I think you've seen on the media, SK Pro, which is a conglomerate because they wanted to come in. But then again, knowing Tony, being Tony, right, 30% already owned Montgomery, it's more like a family kind of thing. They started back 26 years ago, right? Very unlikely because the Korean come in, they're going to do a lot of audits, which he does not like. We all know, you know, the management used to operate certain things may not be so transparent. You see how he did it with the football, the car racing one, right? Okay, so I think that's not going to happen. Number two, raise cash via funding, issuance of bond. Now remember, how much is the debt just now for option number two? So for option number two, you can see unlikely because they already have 5.5 billion. They might maybe issue another 1 billion, but they got enough money. Correct? No. So what do you think the option is? 1, 2, or 3? Okay? Type it in your answer. Just type option 1, option 2, option 3. What do you think? I want to see whether your analytics are good. What would he do? Just type in option 1, option 2, or option 3. Right, and let's move on. Okay, we're seeing some answers coming in here. Yeah, a lot of people got it right. He will do nothing, but he has to show people that he is doing something. So that's why he came out with the durian, fly durian, you know, and doing some issue of bond, ask the media to come. All right, some people say one, sell. I don't think he will sell because Koreans, the way they work and how Malaysian works are quite different. Right. The only reason why that thing came out maybe because of the wife. The wife is an air stewardess and is Korean. that's the only thing I want to do. But I'll be wrong, you know, if they go for option one because option one is not a good strategy, right? Because someone will come in and kacau him already. Correct? No? So it's a lot of option three. So he's gonna do, but you cannot do nothing, isn't it? So you have to come up with certain thing. All these things you're seeing. So boils down to a point. Now let's look at AirAsia. This is the AirAsia price. Now you can see, right? There were blue zones and green zones in blue and yellow zones. Market trying to make up, but still base building in here because they're waiting right now at this level here. Okay, this thing goes up because of the American Airlines, all right? American Airlines recovered, okay? And AirAsia also recovered because why is of the lifting of the travel restriction, or the other thing they call it the travel bubble. Okay, travel bubble, which a term they use a lot. It's traveling between ASEAN, the safe country. Let's say Singapore not so safe Cambodia is safe, Vietnam is safe, Thailand is safe, Malaysia is safe. All can travel. Brunei is also safe, can travel. That's what I mean by travel bubble because they have to get it start moving already. Okay, so this part when the market came down here is because there's going to be negative EPS coming soon for the AirAsia. Okay, right. Now if you look back the AirAsia last 10 years, you can use the TradeVSA chart to time it. Here you notice in 2005 they have NS, right, on a monthly chart. All right, so those guys who come to my course, you will know what is NS means. So look for NS, any sign of strength right here. This is a monthly chart right now in here. So having said that, you know where I'm coming from right now. Okay, we look for a chart pattern. We want to see the negative news. So these are three things you want to see. You want to see sign of strength, okay, and you want to see negative EPS, and you want to see support, okay, at around 85 cents. 1, 2, negative EPS will come up soon, okay, means the results, and okay, support. This is where you want to start accumulating. Okay, no doubt AirAsia, for being what it is, there's a lot of problems, all these things you want to know. Okay, right. So AirAsia right now, the sentiment is very positive, a lot of capital reloading. There's no doubt they post 1.1 billion, but the sentiments is getting better now. Okay, so we are just waiting for the last news that comes, and it's going to be all over inside there. They lost a lot of market cap, no doubt about it, because of the Airbus probe. That was in February. Okay, so that helps to. So the SMARTRobie has what we call the sentiment analysis. You can always look at, so you can see how analytics is being worked out by SMARTRobie. So this is one of the real benefits of it. Okay. Then you look at it right now on fundamental, because these are currently based on current price. So we have to do what we did there just now, anticipating the market, because the P is negative, ROE is negative. So that's why Robbie look at what it is and give it a 1 out of 8, right? No doubt dividend is 72% because of the past, but I presented to you, right? The dividend is going to be low. It is going to be a... So in summary, okay, this is going to come down. So this is where I'm going to wait for you guys to type out. AirAsia is a speculative play for long term. 1. 2. AirAsia is safe for the time being because of the burn rate. It has about 18 months to hold out. And with the negative EPS, this coming quarter, June, plus another one, it's time to actually buy. If you like the CNN news, which we talk about, remember the CNN news earlier on about the retailer trader versus the Warren Buffett? Because the Warren Buffett, they buy it and they want to see, but when they saw the stock price go up like that, mati lo. So point number 3, you must willing to hold out for at least 18 months. When the EPS improve and some of the sign of strength we talk on the monthly chart, the technical signal, that's the one you want to be buying. And last is that you want to accumulate on the release of the bad news, probably end of June or further down the road. So look for sign of strength like NS on a weekly or monthly basis. All right, so that's the summary that I've given to you. Now you tell me, all right? Everybody must answer whether you want to buy, okay, or you intend to buy, or you want to avoid, because I've given you the answer in here, right? It's a safe buy, and look to buy some on really bad news. So I want to see this bad news coming out to begin the accumulation. Remember, smart money accumulate, because that swing is going to come back up. And you notice once Malaysia launch 2021, all right, which they will do at year end after school reopens, right? That's why we talk about 18 months. You tell me, can buy or don't buy? Buy on full margin. But this one must hold, no? It must hold at least 18 months, because remember, the standard SOP practice is about they have cash flow for 12 months. So you got to hold that one. Remember, in 2015, swing up to 2008, it took almost 2.5 years to swing 220% up. Okay? Okay. Safe buy on bad news. Okay, good, right? So I hope you all learned something tonight, isn't it? All the analysis, because it may seem bad, but on short, and luckily they have cash. So this coming quarter, when it comes out, we need to know how much cash they have. Very important. Hopefully the cash still around 3 million is good, maybe around 2.5 million, 2.5 billion cash. Because of the good cash that they have, the debt level is high. They are still paying about 140 million in there. All right. So if you like this presentation, please share this AirAsia to your timeline, because this one is going to help you make money. Because AirAsia, like it or not, you and me, we always take flight. Okay. Good. These guys, you guys are know how to think right, can buy, right? Okay. Because at first thought, many people say AirAsia cannot buy because so much bad news, COVID-19, but AirAsia can buy. It's a safe buy. So when we look back at this video tonight, ladies and gentlemen, all of you, more than 200 of you, we are making a historical event. We sit down here, we look at AirAsia, 6 months down the road, we come back, we reflect on this one. So that's all I have for AirAsia tonight. And don't forget the SMARTRobie, what you want to ask next. And remember, we are at this bear market here. I always try to show you this chart inside here. We are at despair, we are moving up. Hope and relief is coming soon. Okay? And be a smart trader. Very important. I think those of you, many of you have joined our program, and you are starting to think differently, right? You have coach. Some of you have adopted me as a coach. Fine. That's my job to teach you guys. Those of you who one day want to join us, that's fine too, no problem. But fear not. Always come and listen to my talk. Learn something new. And most important, ask yourself, what's your objective in here? Like AirAsia, we want to make money. But we want to make money when news works in our favor. Means we buy when there is bad news. So you know. Okay. So we are doing a foundation one-day course, VSA. Their registration open this Saturday, 10 to 5 o'clock. Okay. And we will teach you how to buy for market correction, where we talk about the NS, where we have these dips inside here. We are doing it through Zoom. Some of you may be interested. Why not? All right. And we also have all our tools inside there. What sector will be bullish or not. But tonight, we're just covering AirAsia. There are many other sectors some of you may like oil and gas, which I think is good. I bought some USO the other week. Automotive and housing, we talk about what stock? Syntax, today on the Morning Bell. So check out the Morning Bell too. All right. And don't forget our Robi apps. And this coming August, just a reminder, those of you who are members, come back and re-attend the August one. Every 2 months we're doing it. Those of you who want to, much more be in here. But I believe those of you who are first time attending to us, I hope this begins a very beautiful relationship between what we can teach you and help you to be a better and smarter trader investor. All right. And we also talk about US, which I talk about why we Malaysia must have some US. And remember the Donald Trump effect, the bullish re-election going to November 2020. So I hope you like this. And when we see together, ask me about AirAsia, right? No problem. Thanks a lot, Roger. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Bala, just WhatsApp my guys over there, okay? And I think you'll like it. Next week, I'll do another talk on Wednesday night. Thank you for coming. Do share this again with your friends. We will give you insights that it's not. Next week, I have something else. Maybe I'll talk about different broader subjects in here. But we want to look for opportunity. Very important. I want to help you to make money. That you see market like you never seen before. Using both our products, which is the free one, SMARTRobie. And some of you may want to come for our masterclass. This was the June one. We have one in August, right? Bottom line is get education. All right. I think that's very important. You invest tonight, 1 hour of your time. Was it wasted? You tell me. At least you all know what is the depth level. What is the depth level for AirAsia? Can you type that in? You all know, right? What is the cash level of AirAsia? You all know that now? What is the salary of Tony Fernandez? You all know that now? All right, that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you tonight. And many good, sweet dreams. I will see you tomorrow. Again, those of you who have time, join me on the breakfast show, the Money Talk with SMARTRobie at 10:15. So I bid you tonight. One stock only tonight, AirAsia. All right, good night. And don't forget, if you're first time, join our TradeVSA Talent group. It's totally free. Just take a photo of this and you'll be well supported by our team here. We are there for you. Thank you very much. Good night. Selamat malam.